Well, we think, all right, at least I think I'm live here. Let's see if people are popping over from Beatles Eternally's channel. We did an Out of the Park 24 game tonight, and I just thought I'd pop on. I got a couple people here. Big Clue, and away we go. And PEQ River. Um, I may not have all the pictures in for a couple of these games, but I've been getting logos and other things set, making sure that I have ballpark images that I'm going to put into a folder for us to use. I have the adjusted Negro League players on there. I posted the file. One thing I've added to it is I now have a schedule that matches the NL in the late 60s when they had 10 teams. I just now have to figure out how I split it up into twos. In other words, it just shows us in one division like they had. This is actually a very close template of the 1968 season. And I've run some tests and found out the games, and it all justs out to 162. Everybody plays everybody the same. So that's awesome. I'm just trying to see if I go and change the divisions here for the rosters and I move 5 over to another division. I've got to figure out how to do that without affecting the schedule. So little work to do on that. Let's take a play with Beatles team last night in mine. I'm setting some of the parks and looking for images. I've got Robbie's to set. So for example, let me go into Rangers. Let's go to Ranger Ballpark, I think was what it was called during the years he wants. And I believe I think it's Texas Old is the name of it. So I'm just getting some of these set up and testing some things out. There we go. So that'll be Texas Old for him. I'm going to update since Rob's doing a nice one of Wrigley. And I think Todd B's got Progressive Field, a fairly new one. I'm going to grab some of those out of MLB The Show and bring those over in. And I'm trying to think what else. We have Shibe. I've got Big Clue in Shibe Park. And let me go ahead and change that to make sure I get him right here. I've got another one I may use. So let's see where we've got Shibe right here. And I added Baker Bowl. So what I did is, maybe I'll try this game in Baker Bowl. One of the fun ones is we've got the Hawaii volcanoes. Look, I found a volcano logo for Lawrence. And I'm just going to tell you, I've run a couple sims to make sure that the games were all playing out and I didn't miss anything and I had to tweak the schedule. And when I did, all I can say is this team looks really good. There's a lot of competition in this league, but this team stood out to me in one of the replays. So maybe I'll play with that one tonight on the road and highlight them. I do have a lot of the pictures already made from the last league, and I'll be filling those in over the weekend. The park we may take the Hawaii team to play at could be, oh, look at this. I've got Lumberjacks here for D. Scott Howard, getting a Lumberjack theme for him. The Badlands Sentimentals, coached by or managed by PQ River himself. So I found this Sentimentals logo, just tried to make it look baseballish. So I'm rolling with these covers. I'm going to fire up a game here and let's see what I've just done an enhanced 1915 version of Baker Bowl. And let's fire up a game and try an exhibition. So we will go with PQ and his Badlands, and let's take that Hawaii team. And let's see what we got. I'm going to leave it on human right now and see. Now, one thing I did when I sent the file to everybody, I believe I did it before. I ran a put those settings on that manager file. Let's take a look to see. If we go look at the manager preferences, you'll notice all I have on is sub for tired catchers and other players after they've been played a lot. Um, I took this real life usage. I don't know why it defaults back to that, but I turned it to quality and then reset depths and lineups, but it seems somehow it just always falls back to that. And so we'll see what the computer wants to do here. So it's got Carl Lundgren pitching for Hawaii. Interesting. And that lets me know right away that the rotation is based on quality, because no doubt it would have put Mullane in number one because of and then Dizzy Trout second, but it didn't. It went down to Lundgren, um, who has a real low ERA and so on. So I don't know if I want to put Lundgren. Let's try, interested to try Verlander. So let's go to the lineup. Let's look at the view opponent. We got Louis Tiant for Badlands. Badlands, let me know since you're here if you would like to see. And you'll notice here, Badlands isn't deep on pitching, but he's got a 4 to 5 man rotation locked in, and then he's got really three people that if there's any, I can see one reliever coming in if they're needed, and that person will just stay in there eating up innings. So definitely not deep at pitching, but there is the trade cycle maybe to add a pitcher. But let's take a look at Badlands' team, player by player. He's got Yogi Berra, great pick there. He's got Lou Gehrig. Okay, I'm not feeling bad for him. He's got Bobby Richardson at second base, 10, great defender. At third base, he's got a variety of people he can play here, right? Chris Bryant seems to be um, who the computer's starting. Shortstop, he's got Rogelio Valdez, which is a great pickup, who can play multiple positions. This was a nice pickup out of the Negro League draft. Let's look at the outfield. He's got Mike Donlin. Valdez could play in the outfield as well. Center field, deep. We got Cool Papa Bell and Jacob Ellsbury. And also Earl Averill. So in right field, he's got 2 10s. He's got Pete Rose and Roger Maris out there. So he's got some of them stacked up at positions right here. And let's change Hawaii. Let's go look at Hawaii's pitcher. I think I'm going to put Verlander in. Let's go computer. You always have to, if you hit computer, you always got to come back and put your pitcher in because it's going to try to do that for you. Let's load lineup versus right. See what these got going on. We got Speaker DHing. Gentile, Rosen, Piazza, Ripken. That's a tough lineup. This Tip O'Neill guy, what is up with him? 30 stolen bases. Look at the on-base percentage. This guy, 490 on-base percentage. That's why they've got him leading off there. We'll just go with what the computer's recommended here. Take a look at the sentimentals. And first time I see a team I drafted go. He's excited. Yeah, so we're going to have, boy, I'm going to have a little fun with this team. Pete Rose and Roger Maris. Look at Rose. He's got Aaron Judge over in right because center field's deep. He's got Averill out in center. Cool Papa Bell on the bench? Are you kidding me? How about we put Cool Papa in center field and let's DH Averill instead of Cuckoo Christensen on that one. Richardson, Valdez at short, Berra. He's got Donlin. So let's roll with it. Let's see how the game looks and have a little bit of fun. Don't have all the pictures done, so we'll have some blanks here because I did have some real work to do today and some other stuff, but this weekend I'll start trying to crank these out.
Play ball!
So let's play ball. I'm going to turn on, I'll let the computer run PQ's team. Or maybe PQ's here. We'll let him run it. How about that? And we'll go with, we will set Hawaii to the computer. And then I'll just start rolling it. And PQ, you know the whole thing. I'll give you permission to raise that pink hand at some point through here if you want to see a different picture or something else. See how this thing looks. Oh, O'Neill. Yeah, I didn't know this Tip O'Neill. And it's like, wow, this guy's got a big average, big on base. He can steal bases. This is a player that I had. Now, if you look at him, he's got a little bit of a bump up. He's 388 hitter with a lot of power. And that's Geno Smith. This was another great pickup for you. And Tion on the mound gets the batter. Juan Soto, big extrapolated 2020 season here. But it looks like this might be an easy inning for Tion. And it's 1-2-3. So here we go with Verlander on the mound, pitching to Cool Papa. So PQ's got, I put Cool Papa in there because I figured we've got Beatles here. He'll love seeing him. Uh-oh. Oh, looks like Soto gets to that one. Thought we might have a little excitement early on. Earl Averill, great year here. Over 1,000 OPS, 378 hitter, 28 home runs. Another great pickup. And he gets on base. This is Baker Ball, technically, even though they're the same. 1915. And Gehrig with the infield fly. Interesting that I didn't even notice this. They've got Chino playing second. Because you do have a lot of out for Hawaii. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's right. He does have a lot of games. He's an 8 rated at second base, so it's a lot of flexibility for this Hawaii team. Aaron Judge, big season last year. Ripken over to Gentile, and there's the out. So we no hits yet after one. Here is Oscar Charleston. We look at this line, 397 hitter, 29 home runs, 48 stolen bases. This is a monster. And he puts one on the ground. Valdez over. I don't know if it's in time. And he's out. He gets him. So here's Tris Speaker. They've got him batting in the 5th hole. 11 home runs, pretty good for the era. And he's opposite field, and he's on base with a hit. So poor play. 82-mile-an-hour changeup from Tion, and Speaker sends that into the opposite field. And here is Jim Gentile. This is really a sleeper, right? Left-handed batter, 46 home runs that year. And make that, oh, he's going to stay in. Judge makes the catch, gets it into Richardson, and we've got 2 away. And here's Al Rosen. Rosen was in the league last time when we fired that up, and I don't know if he was with MV. I can't remember who had him. Here we go, and we've got a strikeout. So no runs yet. 0-0 Hawaii against the Badlands. Hawaii. Chris Bryant, the third baseman for PQ. And we got a base hit. So we got Yogi Berra coming up. Hall of Fame catcher. And this one's on the ground. Might be 2. No chance to get the lead runner. And Berra is aboard safe, as he beat it for an infield hit. So no outs for Regilio Valdez, multi-purpose player. We look at him. Well, I'm trying to look at him, but here we go. Click on the card. You can see he's a 271 hitter, but his value is he can play multiple positions. So a really good shortstop and left field. So great guy. It is Baker Bowl, 1915. Midlife, welcome. Grounder, rose it. Oh, it's foul. There's Valdez to Ripken. Ripken to Smith. Smith over to Gentile, and he is out. 2 away, runner at third. No runs yet in this game, and Bobby Richardson steps in. Uh-oh. Richardson with some power. Soto tracks it down, and the inning is over. So we do have a pitching duel. Hey, it's Utah Mike. Welcome, Sports Time Machine. We are checking out PQ's Sentimentals from Badlands, and yeah, depiction of their attendance. And we've got the Hawaii Volcanoes, who Lawrence is managing this league. Oh, here's Mike Piazza. Cool Papa drifting back, and there we have the first run of the game. A long ball to center field by Mike Piazza, and it is a 1-0 game. 415-foot blast. Pitch from Tate. This one's a lot of foul territory behind the plate, but this one might get back into the stands. It does. Looks like Berra climbed into the stands to get it. And here's a pitch, and we are going to walk Ripken. So Ripken's aboard. 2 down. Again, this Tip O'Neill, 435 hitter. What a steal. I don't remember what year it was. Let's take a look. It's always some hidden jewel that we're learning about in those pre-1900 seasons. What can he do? Oh, he's good outfielder in all 3 positions. On base, 490 on base percentage. There's a leadoff hitter right there. So here's Tate. Gets a dribbler down. Teon's going to get over and cover, and I think they'll get the run. The runner at first. And here we go. Geno Smith walks. And Juan Soto up to the plate. And Tate gets Soto, and here comes Oscar Charleston. So this team has Geno Smith and Oscar Charleston. Looks like Lawrence did really well in the Negro League 3 rounds. Runners moving with 2 out. Bryan all the way across the diamond, and just in time to get Charleston. So after 2.5, it's Hawaii 1-0 on the home run from Mike Piazza. Here's Turkey Mike Donlin. And makes a great play. Bringing the infield into the corners, I guess with the bunt rating of 10 and the speed that Cool Papa has, they're really looking out for possible bunt hit. And they get the strikeout. Here's Earl Averill. Verlander over, makes an easy play of it, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, we have a 1-0 Hawaii lead. So Tris Speaker, the Gray Eagle, up, and this one looks like it's hard hit, but it will stay in, and Judge makes the catch. Judge playing right field to make room for Cool Papa in center. And a walk to Jim Gentile. So we've got 1 on with 1 out. Al Rosen. Another hard hit ball. Will stay in, though, even though it's a short right field. Anytime a ball heads out there, it could end up out of the park. And here's Mike Piazza that hit that home run. Solo homer his last time up. And he hits another one, this time a single into left field, and he's aboard. And Gentile must have been off and running with 2 outs, makes the turn and gets to third base. And Tate gets himself out of a jam with a key strikeout. And here come the Sentimentals. We'll see Gehrig, Judge, and Bryant this inning. Gehrig popped the second. It's a ground ball. Gentile makes the play himself. We got one out. Judge strikes out. Verlander's pitching well. Really a pitcher's duel here. And Chris Bryant strikes out. So Verlander's looking good. And we're back to the top of the order for the Hawaii Volcanoes with Tip O'Neill. And there he goes. Lines one into left, and he's aboard, and he's going to stretch it into two, and he's in safe with a double. Doing his job as a leadoff hitter. Here's Charlie Smith. Oh, Smith. Looked like he dropped a bunt down. I let the computer call that, and ends up safe as Berra bobbles that one, and we've got runners on the corners. There's a ground ball over to Gehrig. Runner holds at third. That'll be one away. Oscar Charleston up. What do you think, PQ? What's your strategy right here? You got one away. You're facing Charleston. Runner on third. What would you do? I'll let PQ make the call on this. Do we just pitch to him? Do we walk him? Pitch aggressive? Pitch around? Hit hot and run. Yeah, you got it. Aggressive. Oh, it gets a pop-up. Nice call. Looks like this might be the second out. And Lou Gehrig will make it. Nice aggressive pitch. And now we've got two away. Tris Speaker steps in, and he sends a single out to right. Might score two. It does, and we've got a 3-0 game. And Tion's at 100 pitches, man. He's been throwing some, so I'll keep an eye on him. Gentile sends this one out. Judge will make the play. So PQ made a nice draft pick there. He got Tion. Passed up Bob Gibson, who's a Hall of Famer. He got Tion, which is just about as good that year in '68, and it didn't cost him a Hall of Fame pick. So Louis Tion, one of his go-to pitchers. So here's Yogi Berra out to right field. Hey, nothing's hit that wall yet, but it's still kind of early. And here's Valdez, the shortstop. Great range, great fielder, and he's aboard with a single. Slaps one to left. Soto fires it back in. So here's Bobby Richardson. Computer's throwing over to keep Valdez close. What are you thinking, PQ? Hit and run? Let him swing away? I think I'm going to hit and run because he's a 10 hit and run. It's great contact, so. One's going to get out of bounds here, out of play. I'll hit and run again. Well, it keeps him out of the double play, so we've got a runner for you in scoring position. And who's up? Turkey Mike Donelon. Great number 9 hitter to have. It's a 340 hitter based on his 1901 season. And Donelon walks. So we got two aboard. One swing of the bat could tie it. Although Cool Papa's not that much of a home run threat, but it's telling me I got a 4.5% chance. And Bell rips a single in. This should score a run. It does. And Bell clears the bases with the double, and we got a 3-2 ball game. Just like that, Cool Papa, last-minute starting decision by me, comes through. And here is the strong-hitting Earl Averill. He singles into left. Cool Papa should make it easy. Won't be a throw, and we've got a tie ball game. Proving just how fun this league is going to be. Be some fun games. And Hey, D. Scott, how are you? How are you? Got your lumberjacks built, and I'm just doing a test game here. I had a little bit of time to come on tonight, and thought I'd pick up after Beatles ended his and show off two more teams. Don't have all the photos yet, but I'm trying out this Badlands Sentimentals and this 1915 Baker Bowl I've got, and I've took Lawrence's Hawaii Volcanoes. So don't have all the pictures yet. Some of these are left over from the last league, giving me a head start into creation. But got a 3-3 game, 2 out, and here's Lou Gehrig to see if they can add some more runs. And he hits this one to Smith, who will make an easy play. So 3 runs, ties the game up. PQ and his team are back in this ball game. And Tion is still on the mound. He's still got a little bit of gas in the tank, but we'll keep an eye on him. There's Cool Papa. Drifts back and makes the catch. And here's one up the middle. Piazza hit a home run. No, he didn't. He walked and struck out. Who hit that home run? Can't remember. Tempted, PQ. That's all I have to hear. Maybe next inning I'll just bring him in so you can get a chance to see him. And we've got the second out on the fly ball to Bell. This leadoff hitter, guys, he's tough. And out of the inning. So we'll take a look at him next time, PQ. We can bring Waddell in. Here comes Aaron Judge. See if you've got the guys, the bat's hot enough to take the lead. Ooh, Judge got some, he's got wheels. He beat that in for a base hit, infield hit. And here's the third baseman, Chris Bryant. Ball out to Charleston in center. He'll make the catch. 1 down. Yogi Berra up. Berra has flown out. He singled. It's first time up. And this one, he hits it right back into the glove of Verlander. So we have 2 down for Regilio Valdez, who lined a single his last time up. Uh-oh. Piazza once the signs checked out, and this will pop him up in the infield. And nice catch by Ripken, and that will end the inning. Through 6, it's still a 3-3 game. Tion is strong. Hey, Aaron. And let's look at our starters, too. We'll see everybody. Not a deep staff. It's an 8-pitcher staff here so far, unless PQ makes a trade for a pitcher. But let's bring Waddell in, get him some action. And he proceeds to strike out the first batter he faces. And there's Soto putting it down the left field line. And Donlin makes the catch for out number 2. And here's a scary batter, Oscar Charleston. Uh-oh, this one's going to be a tough play. And Charleston beats it out. Bryant can't get to the ball in time. I'll try to throw over and keep him close, but I'm going to try to pitch out too. Wow. Another infield pop-up. So it looks like Waddell comes in, won't give up any runs, keeps the game 3-3. And now we head to the bottom of the 7th. Uh-oh, D. Scott is throwing the deal out there. And here's Bobby Richardson. Hitless on the day. Another infield fly. One away. So here's Turkey Mike Donlin. Let me see what kind of bench you've got, PQ. We got anybody better than a 20%? Oh, yeah. We got righties that can look at Cap Anson here. 11.1 on the home run. Hey, you know what? Let's see some of these players. I'm going to let Cap Anson hit him. Kind of interested to scout your team a little bit here. And he's going to fly out to center. A web gem by Oscar Charleston. And here's Cool Papa. And there's an out. So see who you got in left field to come in and, well, we can move. It's interesting. That's who we got at short. Try to see who I want. Yeah, Valdez is handy. You can move him all over the place. I'm looking at what other shortstops we've got. Yeah, what the heck? Let's move Valdez out to left field. And then we've got Kendall that can play short, I think. Yeah, we'll just bring Kendall in. We'll mess around, see some players off your bench here. So here's Waddell. Can definitely go a lot of innings in relief. And, oh boy, this one is out of here. And at short right field, Jim Gentile breaks the tie. Hits it 298, but it's only 281 down that line. And we have a 4-3 ball game. There's Al Rosen. And he strikes out. Mike Piazza. There it is. Piazza hit a solo homer to left, and he singled twice, so he is 3 for 3 on the day. And we got a 4-hit game here for Mike Piazza. And one away for Cal Ripken. And Ripken singles. Bell's got it. It's at the wall, and that's going to let a run home on a double. And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Tip O'Neill. And Waddell strikes him out and now has to face Charlie Smith. And Chino Smith. Oh, you know what's interesting? Computer just brought in, the computer just walked Smith to get to Soto. Might not be a bad move. And Yogi Berra can't get it. It looks like it's a wild pitch by Rube Waddell. And they walk Soto to get to Oscar Charleston. So lefty on lefty matchup, only a 21% chance of a hit. Maybe Waddell knows what he's doing, and he does, because Richardson, with the good glove, a 10 at second baseman, makes the out. Limits the damage to 2 runs, but we have now a 5-3 Hawaii lead. So here's Earl Averill. Verlander tougher against lefties. Lou Gehrig sends a single into right field, and he's aboard. And we got the tying run at the plate. And I guess if you needed a home run, somebody that's a 34.9% chance and a 15% chance for a home run is the guy you want. So it's interesting if they're going to let Verlander pitch to him. But we'll find out. And they do. And Judge sends it for a ride, but it stays in the park. So I'm going to probably, since he's tired here, get in here and throw a little human touch in here. Let's go throw a different pitcher and see what they've got here. Not a lot of true relievers here. Well, let's see how Dave Righetti does, even though he had nothing but starts. And Chris Bryant steps in, and he hits this one hard, right out to Soto in left field for the out, and that's through 8. It's 5-3, Hawaii in the lead. So here's Waddell. He's got plenty of gas. Let's see if he can keep him from scoring. And we got a single, so Speaker's aboard. Jim Gentile hit one. He's walked and hit that home run his last time up to right field. It's a ground ball. Richardson has it over to Kindle. They won't be able to make the turn. We change Hawaii back to computer, so I can just hit this. And here is Al Rosen. Waddell with the strikeout. Mike Piazza, who's had 4 hits on the day. It'll be the first time they got him out. He's 4 for 5. Yeah, it should work fine. He's got Yogi Berra stepping in. Let's see what against the lefty. Oh gosh, he's 17%. We've got some big ones. We've got Mad Dog Madlock sitting here. We got Pete Rose too. What a switch hitter to have on the bench. It's a pretty good option right there. So here's Rose. He flies out. Valdez is 23%. Let's get these heavy bats in here like Madlock's 32%. Let's get these big bats off the bench against Righetti. And Madlock sends this one into left field, and he's going to stretch it into 2. So PQ, there is a chance right here. Bobby Richardson, 24 points. We might not have anybody else left to field after I get done running everybody out of the Sox Seabold, 30% chance on a pinch hit. Here we go. And he walks in. And now we have Bill Kindle, the shortstop. He hits one out to left, and Soto makes the catch. So we've got 2 away with Cool Papa stepping in. And he doubled once today. What's our option? 22.8, 1% home run. Huh. Like this. The heck? Let's bring Canigliaro in. Righty on lefty. Let's see if Righetti's going to shut the deal down here. And he does. Righetti, who started all 15 games he played that year, comes in, and it just proves to us that, hey, if you need to use him as a reliever, so be it. So fun, yeah. Nice to see this Baker I've got set up. Fun little game there. I will be working this weekend on getting the photographs in there. When I do get the ballpark, I've got the ballpark. I'm going to have 2 more ballparks I'm going to bring over. Wrigley out of MLB the show, just so I can have those to play, and Progressive Field in Cleveland. And then I'll be able to come through and set the player photos and nicknames. I noticed a lot, like I've got all the photos in here, but I went through, we've got some of them, some of these, they don't stick when you come through and import them from other seasons. So I'm just going to go, and make sure some of these have the known, I know a lot of their nicknames and stuff like that. We got Double X right here, Big Cat. So some of these are sticking, and other ones I'm going to have to go back and do. So I'll end up going this weekend team by team and making sure I've got photos for everybody and any known nicknames are in there. Trying to think what else. Yeah, that's fun stuff. And then the schedule. I'll be working on the schedule. If anybody has the time, I've got about 10, 15 minutes. Should I just let it run an auto sim and see what happens? Anybody up for that? I can test the schedule out. I still want to figure out how we can take and have 2 divisions versus just showing all 10 teams in one large division. And I need to do that without impacting the applying a major league template, because what happens sometimes is it's based on the physical slot they sit in, and one of our teams would take the place of like St. Louis or whatever. So it allows the template to be like an overlay for a schedule, but I want to see if I can move us to divisions without impacting it. So I'm gonna have to experiment. So let's see. Let me just set something up. Make sure all the boom, boom, boom. Sometimes I like to do these resets that I know that there's nobody hanging out that got imported that already had games played. So let's take a look. Scheduled game. April 10th will be opening day, and this is what opening day will look like because this is the schedule. Looks like Badland. Oh, it looks like me. It looks like I'll be on the road to start the season at Baker Bowl to do that. So let's see what this little dry run through looks like. And yes, Mick, there's no doubt in my mind, although I don't think anybody's officially said this, there's no way we won't have a postseason. I think it'd be fun if we took the split it up, have 2 5-team divisions, and then let like 4 teams, right, have a wild card, or have 1 and 2 move on, or who knows, maybe we'll even expand that. Let's keep an eye on this. What's happened that's exciting here? Walter Johnson. I know Robbie got a steal. That's the one that I wanted the first go around, that 1913 Walter Johnson. And it looks like Big Clue's off and running here. Just one big, large division right here. I've got 3 of the same starting pitchers I had before. I've got Gooden and Mike Scott and Bob Gibson and Saberhagen in there, so I'm anxious to see how Saberhagen does. It's funny how, again, I think the last one I did, Hawaii won the league by like 5 games. I was running some sims just to see if it would, I could go back and it'll stop and freeze when you're doing this if there's a game that's scheduled, but the teams aren't sitting in it. And I was able to go back and kind of clean up the games from the 68 season, get it to equal 162. So I had to run through that twice, and I think Hawaii. I think Hawaii was on top both times. One time it was by 5 games, and the other one's by like 2. So I expect Hawaii to have a good team. Of course, a lot of things changes because we've just run the player ratings and let the computer do a manager on there. And it'll be interesting to take a look at some of these. I didn't explore it deeper to take a look at the teams to see if there was any weird things where like a person that a human coach would have in there wasn't being used. But I do plan on running some tests like this to see how it works. So what do we got here? Let's see what we got over here in the back. This guy is a monster. It seemed like when we were playing around with the other league, Suzuki was always up there at the top. There's Heavy Johnson. Giancarlo Stanton with the home run lead. Manchester's got Cecil Field with 17 home runs, so I don't know if MV was planning on playing him that much. So be interesting to see what kind of a lineup, unless Fielder's getting some DH time. Yeah, Jersey's got a pretty high batting average. Take a look at pitching. Jersey's got the best team ERA. Look at Rube Waddell, PQ, leading the league in strikeouts. So he must be more than just a reliever. They've probably got him in a 5-man rotation. Sandy Koufax with the win. I think, yeah, MV has Koufax the 66 season, so that's a tough one. Yeah, that's a good point. But you know what, PQ, there's probably some people too that might be looking for some defensive depth. I know you had quite a bit of players that are versatile, and it looked like I think you had about 10 or 11 people that could play right field. So maybe somebody's short on a right fielder. Um, and we'll swap a reliever for him. I don't know if anybody noticed. I found a nice lightning bolt. I didn't like the one I had for MV, so I've got this a knight's hand holding up a lightning bolt. So we'll see if he notices that. So we're about 108 games in. And look at some of the game highlights. Oh, Suzuki goes for 4 hits. There you go. There's your highlight, PQ. It says Badlands walked 12 batters. That's probably not the highlight you want to see, but Aaron Judge gets 2 homers. He's got 30 on the season. That's a good sign. Oh, Mike Donelon hit 2 home runs in a game for you there. 5 home runs in the game before. So there's definitely some power in your lineup. We'll take a look at your team when it's all said and done. Look at the standings over there. Manchester's come rushing in. Still got about 40 plus games to go. So Al Rosen's got 100 RBIs. Let's take it, just put it on the leaders. You can see Des Moines has the best pitching staff so far. That's Rob Tomlinson's team, the Des Moines Demons. Oh, Cleveland is right on the heels of MV in Manchester. Oh, it's getting tight. Look, it's a 4-team race there in the division. Oh my God! Can you imagine a 4-way tie? At one point there was a 4-way tie for first. And if this happens, this will be the third one I've run, and Hawaii each time has been up there. It looks like it may happen again unless somebody catches them. Getting ready to finish out September here and end the season. It's like Hawaii. Looks like my team. I've dropped 3 games back. That's huge. That's 4 games. I must be on a losing streak. Hawaii looks like they're just in front. And well, somebody hit 100 wins. That's pretty good in this league. And there you go. So now I've run this 3 times. Hawaii's won by 5 games, 2 games, and now 3. So I would say, as it sits, without anybody putting their human touch on lineups, Hawaii's got a good team. Let's take a look at. Here's the All Stars for the league. 3-Finger Brown. Interesting. I got Mark McGuire there at first base. It's a little surprising. Aaron. Hawaii's got, yeah. What a move. They're playing Chino Smith. I used him as a right fielder, but getting to put him at second base where he's still rated high. That's a smart move. Al Rosen had a big year. Unbelievable. There's no way Andy Semenuk is going to be Manchester's DH. But what do I know? Because they just made the All-Star team with that. So let's look at Manchester here. Take a look at the replay stats and see who's getting the playing time. Andy Semenuk, who's a catcher, makes me wonder what his real life splits are. Wonder if he's really tough and they platooned him. No, it's nothing too fancy with the splits, but man, he just played above 48 homers for here's a guy. Josh Gibson hit 48 home runs for him. And let's look at his pitching staff. Sandy Koufax with a 4.89 ERA, goes 25-8. Unbelievable. No doubt with Roger Clemens, you can see not getting any action. So there's no doubt MV will put his personal touch on that. Let's take a look at. Let's take a look at Hawaii. What is going on with Lawrence's Hawaii team? Tony Mullane, Carl Lundgren, and look at those whips are high, man. It looked like their hitting must have made up for it. So let's take a look at. Yeah, they had some power. Chino Smith hit 330, 30 home runs, playing second base. It's pretty impressive. Tip O'Neill looked like he only started half the time. I'll bet you probably played him against lefties. Let's see. No, split it up a little. Interesting. I'm going to take a look at my team and see who they. Gibson, Scott Gooden, Saberhagen, and then, okay, yeah, Reb Russell should have been a reliever. So it looks like my team was handled as I would have wanted. Definitely looks like a hitter's league. In fact, I wonder what. Look at the team by team chart. I do well against Mudville and PQ against your team. In Hawaii, let's see if who had Hawaii had the toughest time with. Oh, Hawaii lost a couple there against North Sound. Now I want to take a look at the reports. Oh, which report is it I want to see? Let me just run it and see if. Let's look at expanded batting. Well, it looks like Barry Bonds had the highest OPS in the league up there. Babe Ruth, Hornsby, McGuire. Let's sort this by home runs. Oh, I'm looking. I'm never mind. I'm looking at the actual. So let's go to the replay stats. Let's get at least 200 plate appearances. Check out the batters. Look at home runs. Josh Gibson led the league with 48. Then Aaron Judge. I had McGuire and Bench up there. I think Aaron. Let's see. Batting average. Yep. Suzuki. Only 28 hitters hitting over 300. Let's take a look at OPS. What do we get? Only 5 above 1, and there's a ton of 1,000 plus OPS folks on this file. Wow, pretty surprising. DiMaggio was that good, and he didn't play. I must have it's platooning some of these because Bonds and DiMaggio not playing full time. Yeah, Roos batting 214. Look at that. See what happened here. Wow. Oh, he got lefties. Well, he just didn't bat good at all. Oh my gosh, look at this. In the replay, he strikes out 210 times versus 89 in real life. I'm trying to look at the one. I'm trying to think where the report is that lets me see. Let's take a look at your team here. Badlands. We sort it by average here. Lou Gehrig batted 305, 35 home runs. A lot of hitting. See if this gives me my view I want here. Yeah, it does. Can break down all the pitching. Let's see what else I got. Mickey Mantle is in the league. He's with MV's team. He played half the time. Look, he only batted 203. Only was a halftime player, so he must be platooning. Let's take a look at MT's or MV's. What they've got here, center field. He's got Martin Dehigo. Let's see how much did he play in center. He played halftime. Wonder if Kenny Lofton got any. Yeah, Kenny Lofton got a lot of action out there in 87 games in center field. And Mantle, see how they played him. Played 66. So it must have been a platoon situation. But what's his OPS? Let me take a look. I do love seeing his OPS is a good indicator. So you got 140. What's Mantle? Yeah, 188. That's a really good season. Sherry McGee. Oh, he only had a few at bats. I don't want to insult Beatles, but I was looking at him the other day when I was doing a picture or whatever, and I'm like, Sherry McGee. He keeps talking about him for the Hall of Fame. Of course, anybody's eligible now that Baines is in, but I'm not getting Sherry McGee. I'm not convinced. Beatles has not convinced me, and I hadn't even really thought about it until I started looking into it, and I'm like, I can't support that. He's got some black eat, and he led the league once, but I don't know. But when you have a league of these people, somebody's got to make the outs. D. Scott, here we go. Here's your replay stats. You can see who the computer used. That was the people that got at bat. Stuffy Sternwise. Oh, um, this was the community draft pick for you. So you got Stuffy Sternwise, who was your starting second baseman and looked like he played all right. Sammy Sosa out there. Ernie Banks at shortstop. If you want to see them this way, let's put on their real stats so you can kind of get an idea. We'll show you. There's your catchers. You got Roy Campanella and Bob Boone. First base, you've got some first base options. You got Prince Fielder out there, but you got George Sisler, Tino Martinez. Second base, you've got Sternweiss, Frankie Frisch, who can play very versatile at second, third, or short for you right here. Let's see what he did in the replay. And here's sad. You got to fix this, D. Scott. When we look, the computer only had him play in 9 games, and I sure would have Frisch in there, probably starting over Sternweiss at second, but who knows? Troy Glaus at third base. Let's see. He probably got a lot of your. Yeah, he full time played 160 games. You could mix that up a little bit. Left field, you got this guy who can play left, center, or right. Well, you got Ken Williams, played about half time. He's a good one. And Turkey Stearns, he played about half the time. Ryan Braun can play left field. He's playing a little over half time. So it seemed like the probably platooning. Center field for you got Mike Trout. How'd he play? Yeah, close, about 80% of his normal. And then in right field, you've got options. You got Sammy Sosa, Babe Herman. So there you go. Here's your pitching staff for D. Scott. Probably the jewel to me on the staff is this gentleman right here, Juan Marichal, 1966. Great season. And from the Negro Leagues, you've got Johnny Wright, who is really good. Don't know how he did here. Some of the pitchers got beat up. So yeah, starters. Look at this. You've got Toad Ramsey that somebody drafted here. Went for 1886, but look at this guy. He can eat up some innings, man. 67 games, 66 complete. How did he do in the replay? Did he get close? He got beat up. Everybody got beat up a little bit more. Hershiser, Fred Anderson here, a good reliever. You got Greg Kimbrell, so be a fun team. Got you a lumberjack logo there, D. Scott. And I'm getting the some of the fields in. I've got to get a Kingdome in. I've got to get Kingdome, Progressive, and Wrigley that I'm gonna bring in. And yeah, Wrigley will be the Des Moines Demons. They will have that one. So yeah, good. I'm glad you like it. I just some of the logos we had here. Robbie's got the Sharks. I've got this one for Arlington. I've got the heck's going on with these blue? It's not sticking, and it's probably because it's too long. Let me see. Where's jerseys? Anybody ever has an issue where you're in the game and your numbers or your logos don't stick? I think it's jersey. Guaranteed it's because of this. It's too long. So you can always go into the team logo folder right here. And I'll find the blue crabs here. The blue claws. Jersey blue claws. And let's fix that. We'll just change it to something a little shorter and it will no doubt show. I might have to back out here probably, but let's see. Oh, yeah. Let me just shut it down. I'll come back out where I can get that to stick. Little pro tip if things don't. And there it goes. Just make it, just name it something shorter, and now it sticks. So there's his logo. North Sound Lumberjacks. We got the Hawaii Volcanoes. And this one, let's go with Polo Grounds 5. I need to change this picture just to kind of get this. So when I'm playing games, I'll have all my stuff tweaked. So for Polo 5, I'm going to go with the one I pulled out of MLB right here. Got a couple options. So yeah, Des Moines got the old Des Moines Demons logo there. I've got my Coyote right there. Manchester, I've come up with a new red bolt here for MV versus the other one. I got tired of looking at that, so hopefully he likes it. Todd sent me this for Cleveland. He sent me this Wild Things, the Cleveland Wild Things logo, so that's in there. Again, Hawaii's Volcanoes. Who else? Mudville. He's the Mudville 9, the team name. So he's got his own. Beagles has got his. Oh, look at this. Finished the game season on a 6-game losing streak. That sums it up. The Sentimentals. I don't even know where I found this, and I added a couple baseball pictures there, PQ, just to make it look baseballish. So I've got a few more to add and some more photographs to do. So some interesting thing, like if we look at who's my next team to do? Let's look at Hawaii. A lot of their pictures are done, except, let's see, got Belanger, Charleston. I'm trying to see who, oh, Darren Dalton needs to be done. Oh, I got Dalton right here. So yeah, these nicknames get messed up. Jim Gentile. We got Lefty Grove. It's probably weren't sticking. I needed to run them for the team. So so it looks like I've got them done for Hawaii now. Tip O'Neill, Piazza, Righetti, Ripken, Rosen, Rowe. It's odd when you do the import. It brings in some erroneous ones that belong to everybody. Okay, so cool. So I've got his ballpark set that I'll be using and pictures. So I think I've got pictures for my team, Beatles that I did last night, Hawaii, and then I can't remember who was in order. Was it? No, it wasn't Jersey. I can't remember. I'm just trying to see what I have to do over this weekend when I have time. So let's see. Gosh, it's coming up with repeat thing. Barlin, Braxton, Brett. Yeah, so I do have these. Oh, I needed to change the names of cash. Something normal. I'm a little farther along on the pictures than I thought. Posey, Quinn, Seaver, Suzuki, Tanana, Votto, Willie, Wells, Artie Wilson. All right. So I've probably got 5 teams done. So I'll start cranking out that, and I'm going to figure out if I need to tweak anything else, add some nicknames in there. But by the end of the weekend, come Monday, I should have the file all clean, ready to roll. I'll download on our Discord ballparks because I'm starting to compile. When I get the other ones, I'm starting to compile the ballparks that I have here, and I'll share with everybody that the ones we'll be using for the game. I just need to add Progressive and Wrigley to this. And then I'll also do the photos. Once all the photos are in, I'll drop a zip, like a link to a zip where those can be downloaded as well. So, hey, something to look forward to. Midlife Crisis is trying to convince me about Sherry McGee. So I'm going to have to dig in deeper, but let me see. Let me go to take a look at some of the numbers I had been crunching for my major league greats and see where I've got him in my Excel sheet. I never really paid attention. I know Beatles loves this guy. Mm. Sherry McGee. It's kind of stuff like this that keeps me up at night. Hmm. Oh, I know how I can look at him. Let me look at him based on peak neutralized. That's what will help me get a go into the whole history peak deal here. He's all right. Yeah, he's got a 155 OPS. I guess you're right, midlife crisis. Maybe I could deal with that. Yeah, he's all right, but sure isn't anything exciting about him. But maybe he is underappreciated. Maybe I'm just the kind that I don't want to appreciate him. I don't know. But Sherry McGee. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I say I'm gonna go get some rest, but probably not. I'll probably be making sure that I get some more teams. And if anybody talks to Robbie Wartburg or hears from him, we have one person missing from Robbie Wartburg's team. Oh, it would be helpful if I go back to our file. We look at Arlington. They only have 29 players. Why? Because Robbie selected a Negro League player for the Major League 1920 season. So it's not a valid pick. So if Robbie pops in, give him some grief for me, please, and tell him you need to repick for 1920. I posted in the chat, but I'm sure he'll catch up next week. But don't hesitate to give him some crap and blame me. So he has one more pick from 1920 he could go in there and get. And you know what? It makes me wonder who's available in 1920. I think he got tired near the end of the draft and he was just throwing some names around versus really looking at who to pick up. So if I look at his team, got Walter Johnson. Maybe he could use another pitcher. Let's see, what has he got here? Maybe he could use a better first baseman. He's got Rudy York here. I don't know. Dave Orr, Hornsby's in there, and Wagner, Eric Davis. I don't know what I think of Robbie's team right now. So if I look at 1920, I can pretty much tell who hasn't been taken in this draft. If I look at batting, the person that, well, he's a Hall of Famer, Ross Youngs is. Mm-hmm. A lot of outfielders there. Yeah, I don't know who he's going to take. Let's take a look at pitchers. Anybody stand out in 1920? I don't see anything great, although, oh, I know what he did. He probably went to Baseball References and cycled it and has it looking at all leagues, so it threw a Negro League player in there. That's why he took Jose LeBlanc, not realizing it was for the Cuban Stars West, not the Chicago White Sox. So he still could grab Bob Shockey. Kovaleski's a Hall of Famer, so yeah, that's probably what he'll do is take a picture. So thanks, Midlife. Hey, thanks everybody showing up here tonight, and I'll be back probably sometime by the end of the weekend and probably do a broadcast, maybe another test game, right? Maybe run another auto sim and see what happens. In fact, I can reset everything. So I'm ready to go again, probably do another one this weekend and just check things out. So thanks for tuning in, and see you down the road the next time.